Shalom, it's Fallen Yeshua. Welcome again to The Rock. For those that have followed this channel for any amount of time, you know my stance on marriage. Biblical marriage, monogamy, polygyny. You know it. You also understand and know that I am completely against this monogamous only society. That and the preachings of, oh, well, it's one man, one woman. I understand. Listen. I have a whole channel. You can go back to my past videos. You'll find video after video in which I discussed biblically polygyny. And it's not. I'm not trying to do a polygyny video, but this has to be talked about. And I'm also a believer that the Bible has the answer for everything. I do. I believe the Bible has an answer for welfare. It has a welfare system already installed into the Bible. I believe the Bible has an answer for unmarried women. Fatherless children. I believe the Bible has an answer for gardening. I mean, the Bible even tells you when you consider the field and buy it, or land, buy it, plant your garden, and then build your house. It's very specific, and I love the wisdom of the book for that. The Bible tells you all sorts of things, all sorts of answers for social, for economic, the borrower, the rich rules over the poor, and the borrower is the servant of the lender. Better it is a mean cottage in your own land than delicate fare in another man's house. Answers for everything. The Bible has answers for everything. The Bible also has an answer in marriage, and why you see in the Bible that there wasn't this drove of unmarried women that you see today. So I did some statistics, and I want to answer for this. For those of you that are monogamous only, you do polygyny, you're wicked, and you lay those claims. First of all, you're not wicked. And I've already done videos on that. I'm not going into that argument of, show me the scripture. Go to my previous videos. I have whole videos. Just type it in, and you'll find tons of videos in which me and the sisters discuss these things. But when you say things like, it's not an answer. Okay, so here's my question to you. It's not an answer. It's not an answer. Okay. In this country right now, for every 100 unmarried women, there are 89.8 unmarried men. That's a discrepancy of 10. That means for every 100 unmarried women, there are only 90 unmarried men, and that includes men in prison. If you take the men in prison out, that number could drop damn near what? Because most men in prison are unmarried. So if you take them out of the number, you might have it down. It might be on 70, 75, 80 unmarried men per 100 unmarried women. Okay? Now let's go to nationalities. Let's go to nationalities. In the Hebrew, black, for every 100 unmarried men, for every 100 unmarried women, there are 80 unmarried men. And again, that includes homosexual men that are unmarried. That includes men in prison that are unmarried. You take them out, you might be down 70, 65 unmarried men per 100 unmarried women. For whites, it is 89.7 unmarried men per 100 unmarried women. Again, that's not including those that are in the penitentiaries. That does not include those that are homosexual. Does not include all those. Amongst Hebrew black folk, for every 100,000 black men, there are 1,807 that are currently incarcerated, currently in federal jails. That doesn't include the county jail. So here's my question. If every woman who is unmarried wants to have a family, we're just going to say that. Every unmarried woman that wants to have a family, but there's going to be, if monogamy is the only answer, and if there's only 80 available men per 100 women, then what happens to those other 20 women who want to have a family, who want to have children, want to have a husband? Let me tell you what happens. In this culture that we have today, those women largely turn to whoremongering. To whoring. Those women turn to whoring. They want to have a child. They want to have a family. So they're stuck still in a more polygynous setting, sleeping with men, sharing men, and the like. You see what I'm saying? Where do those women go to have a family? I'm not talking about a family, what society says a family is. A woman and a child, that's not a family. Hey, in this society, it has been clear there is destruction. Again, we're only talking about the numbers. We're not, you have to provide an answer for these women, these 20 women. Go find 20 women out of 100 and say, you're not going to be married. You're not going to have a family. And then go to the white women and say, 10 of you aren't going to be married. You. I'm not sure if that's 10 or not. I wasn't counting. You're not going to be married. See how they feel about it. See how they feel about it. See if they are encouraged. So I did another number. Now this is, this is based on if every woman in this country was unmarried. Okay. So from the statistics I looked at, there were 22 million black women. Okay, I think that's the number I got. 22 million black women. Based on the same rate of per 100 black women, there are only 80 marriable men, or single men. That would mean that 4.4 million black women would not get married using that ratio. And for white women, there are 117 million white women, which means that 11.73 million would not be married, wouldn't get married using the same ratio, 10%. 90 per 100 white men, 90%, for 100 unmarried women, 90 unmarried men. There are 90 unmarried men. So what do you say to those other 10? What do you say to those 4.4 million black women? What's the answer for them who want to have a family, want to have children? What's the answer? So that's the only question I have. Because you can run around and say, and I believe the Bible provides answers for everything. I believe we create new rules. We determine what is holy, not holy, righteous, not righteous. And then we impose this on other people. But then what is the answer for these sisters? What is it? Pray? Go pray? What, so now you got 4.4 million black women praying that their husband, that women die so they can snatch their husband up? And this is in America. This is not, in other countries, it's worse. It's far worse, where they've got wars and are destroying men left and right, pestilences that are destroying. It's worse in other countries. So what is the answer? Please provide an answer. Post it in the comment section. What is the answer for these sisters? What is the answer for these women? White, black, Hispanic, whatever color. What's their answer? What do you tell them? How about this? Would you be willing to be the one to go out there and out of every 100 black women choose 20 and tell them you're not going to get married, and then go to these to 10 white women and say you 10 are not going to get married? So I don't think that we actually show that love and care. We argue and we fuss, and Yah has ways in his book that are perfect for us, and it solves these problems, but we don't want the answers to these problems. We want to feel good. Again, this is not an argument of, well, show me in the Bible. I have whole videos on that. You can go there. I think this thing has been covered countless times over the internet. But just where's the answer? Because the Bible has answers for everything. And I really do believe it does. It has answers for everything. So where's the answer for that one? And please don't say pray. And these aren't even in considering those men that are homosexual, those men that are incarcerated, those men that are homeless and can't even provide for themselves, can't even take care of themselves. What I mean by provide, I mean take care of the biblical mandate, not the worldly mandate of what a man has to do. I'm talking about the biblical mandate of what a man has to do. Food, clothing, covering, conjugal rights. You got men who can't even provide that. Can't provide a roof over his own head without her food stamps. So take out all those men, and you would see that these rates are even worse. So what's the answer? Go ahead and post it in the chat. If Yah's way, which is monogamy and polygyny, and hey, if a man doesn't want to get married at all, that's that one too. How do these women, without going off and becoming whores, how do they have that family? How do they have that covering? Where do they go? What do they do? I'll be looking forward to the answers. Bless y'all. Shalom.